Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another 40k TTS Tutelage map. Hey, I remembered to do the audio this time. Look at that. Today we've got Deathguard versus Orcs. Should be pretty fun. I hope we balance this. I have no idea if we did. It's really hard to tell with these two armies, so we'll see. Today joining us is Inferno. How you doing, Inferno?
Hey, yeah, not bad.
All right, awesome. And also joining us today is Cornflakes.
Hi.
And Cornflakes doing well. He'll be playing, sorry, I didn't say, Inferno's going to be playing the Deathguard today. Cornflakes is going to be playing the Orcs. And Inferno, you said you played back in 4th edition, right?
Yeah, a long time ago.
A long time ago. It'll
Feel
be like,
the might of the righteous!
Oh, thank you for following. It'll be like riding a bike. And Corn, you said you've gotten 5 games of your new Orcs so far in person?
Yeah.
Or old Orcs?
About
Orcs?
5 games. Yeah, with these orcs. And tomorrow, I hope I'm gonna play with the new orcs, but
Carry the Emperor's will as your torch!
We'll see. Hopefully, as long as you get your decks. Apparently, some people are having trouble getting theirs. Alright.
What a shame.
What a shame, yeah, I know, right? So, today we're playing 500 point game, which seems very weird when you look at these two armies. There's like almost already 20 models on the... Oh, no, there's over 20 models on the Orc side, and yet we only have about 12 models on the Deathguard side. That'd be interesting. First things first, what I usually do before I start a game is just talk about all the different controls. So, Corn, you already knew one of them. Inferno, if you're not aware, if you hover over model and press 1, numpad 1, and usually, for some reason, we're having a little bit of lag today. Or not that one. Let's try a different one. Or mine's not working. Let's try a different one. Oh, okay. Now suddenly we were working, and now we're not. There we go. Okay, I had to pick them up and drop them.
Does it work for me? Yeah, it works for me.
Yeah, for some reason I got it on the Demon Prince, but not the Marines. Just TTS. Just weird issues. We'll figure it out. It'll give you all your datasheet stats, what your abilities are. It'll have the relics, as well as what the warlord traits are. So that's one. The next thing to note is if you just highlight like a unit, so you can just hold, drag, click, and have your unit highlighted. You can pick up the whole unit. So you want to make sure you hold, left click, drag. Can be sometimes hard to get the whole unit. You might have to move some guys out of the way. And if you press 1, 2, or 3 on your normal while holding them up, it'll just kind
forward to victory.
Not something you'll use much while you're actually playing, but it helps a lot while you're setting up deployment. So, and just like trying to reorganize your models, in case someone like accidentally flips the table or something like that. So, this is a neat little way to organize your units. Then another little handy trick is if you do press that numpad 1, let's see if we can get it on the Marines. Now, yes, we can. You'll need some colors at the bottom of the screen. The colors at the bottom of the screen, if you press one of those colors, will actually highlight the unit. Oh, let's try. And, uh-oh, I got rid of the colors. Oh, jeez. Try green. There we go. So now they're green. Highlight some green, and then if I drag a model out of coherency, it will actually get rid of the colors. That just lets you know that your coherency is off. So if I drag it back in, you're back in coherency. Coherency is really important for the morale phase now. If you're not in coherency, then you lose models. They just die. So make sure you're trying to keep that coherency the whole time.
I did not know that with the highlight and the coherency.
It's pretty nice. Some reason this squad is what should happen is what happened in Purple Squad, where the one guy that's out of coherency, you can tell he's out, and then when he's in, he gets re-highlighted. Some reason with this squad, the whole squad gets decolored, which is not what should be happening. So you can do that for your orcs too. You can just press 1, choose the color that you want them to be. It's kind of a green on green game with the green orcs and the green Deathguard. So let's see how that goes.
Whoa! Mine are yellow.
Oh, that's true. You have yellow armor. I'm sorry. I feel like the green skin counts though, because they are also called green skins.
It is more of a derogatory term.
Is it? I guess so.
It's the same as the Tau calling the humans the Monkai.
That's true.
Okay.
I can agree with that. Another thing, auras. So if you press 4 and 5 on your numpad, oh, or not. Hold on. There we go. You can see your auras, or just do a general range around your model. 5 reduces it. That's just a handy little thing to see for deep strikes. Like, you always have to be outside 9 inches unless you have a rule that says otherwise for deep strikes. So that helps you, A, see deep strike range, or B, it helps show you your aura range so you know where to set up your models, or how close or how far you are from the aura that you want. And then the last one is the health button. So if it, press 2 and 3, you'll notice while highlighting over a model, it actually reduce their wounds counts or increase their wounds count. And it's just an easy, quick way to change wounds and keep track of it. So that's like the big, quick controls you need to know. And there's one other one, which is obviously this is 40k, so you need to be able to measure. If you highlight your whole armies, just highlight the whole thing, and then right click, and then you're going to go down to toggles, and then on toggles you want to make sure that measure movement is on. And what that will do is just automatically measure your movement and your distances for you, so you don't have to hold a button while you're doing it. And then on the left side, you'll have your different tools. The draw tool lets you draw. The zone tool, I don't think I've ever seen anyone use, so don't worry about it. The line tool is the one that's here for measuring. If you click the 2D, it changes to 3D. That means it'll actually measure up and down movement instead of just going across a 2D plane. You're probably going to want to keep it on 2D most of the time. And what you'll end up doing is to figure out if you need to climb over a train or something, you'll press change it to that 3D format. Is there anything else on there that you really need to know? Not really. That's pretty much it. That's the big ones. Any
I have
questions
one
there?
question.
Yes, absolutely.
I have one question. So I've seen a lot of people doing this, and I don't know how they do it.
Sure.
So when I have like my army selected, I have like 9 of these guys selected,
Mhm.
but I want the whole squad selected. How can I add one to the collection?
So let's say there's a few ways to do it. The first one is like, let's say that your model just disappeared. You can hover over it, and just like your control pasting a document, you can do the same thing. Control C over a model, and just paste them down. You can just do it that simple.
Yeah.
Some people actually do the whole unit. So let's say you want to know exactly where your unit was going to go. So they'll copy the whole unit and move it, and then see where the distance ends up, and then get rid of the second unit or keep the first unit. So you can do it that way. I'm not sure if there's another way to do it. I haven't seen like quick spotting another model line outside that.
You know exactly what I mean, right? Like it's like you are busy in your in your folders
Mhm.
on your computer, and you select multiple files. You hold Control or Shift, and then you add more to your selection.
Yeah, that one I'm not sure. Other than the Control C, that one I'm not aware of. I have not seen people do that, so you might be more
Oh.
aware of it than I am. Some in the chat might be able to know though. So we'll see if someone says how. All right, that's pretty much it. Any general questions there?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Cool. All right. So the next thing we'll talk about is before we'll just go through like the steps of the game. So the first thing that you always go through, and orc player, you're probably orc player, cornflakes, you're probably used to this. Pretty much you just go over what your list does, who your warlord is, you talk about what your list is. So because these are pre-made, I'll go through both of them real quick. For the Deathguard, right now your contagion doesn't really matter. If you're the ferryman, it doesn't really give you many bonuses unless you're using the stratagems. It does give you a warlord trait though, so we'll talk about that. So your warlord's going to be the Demon Prince. You're running a patrol, which means you have just how your detachments work out, so you can have up to 2 HQ choices and have to have a minimum of 1 troop choice. Your guy's rocking Malefic Talon, 1 Malefic Talon, and a Hellforged Sword, which is a beefy sword to kind of smack things with. He is got rerolls for your core units, which is going to be your 2 plague companies there, your 2 Deathguard Marine units. Then you have a special relic called the Plague Skull of Glaftilla, if I said that right. Which basically,
Yeah.
once for battle, you get to do mortal wounds, so you get to decide when you want to use that relic. Your whole army has disgusting disgustingly resilient, which means you take -1 damage at any attacks you take to a minimum of 1. So if it's a 2 damage attack, it only ever does 1 damage to you. Your Warlord trait is droning, which means when they are within contagion range of this unit, you're going to half your opponent's movement. So when your contagion range is the other special Deathguard rule, which is every turn your contagion range gets bigger. So 1 inch is turn 1. I can't remember the rest of them. I think it's 3 inches, and 6 inches, and 9 inches. It goes up by 3s. And basically, so let's say his Orc boys have a movement. What does an Orc boy have? A movement of 5. So if his Orc boy is trying to move near you, they would be reduced in half, and then they would, I believe, round up, so we go to 3 inches. So they would have a maximum of 3-inch move. Which is just
And if they move through Den's cover, it will be 1 inch.
yes, so it'd be another -2, so that's that. So you can make them move very, very slow. Then you can see your stats of your Demon Prince. A very, very beefy boy, very strong. He has some psychic powers. He does some brain damage. He has Curse of the Leper, which is well, first he has 1 cast and 1 deny, so you only can do 1 per turn. He can smite. Everyone knows smite, which is
Feel the might of the righteous.
Thank you for following, Horrible Pete. Basically, all that means is smite is just like a nearest unit. If it goes off on the 5, you do some mortal wounds, which is just some damage. Curse of the Leopard does a few things. And first, you
Carry the Emperor's will as your torch.
Thank you for following back up live. You select a unit within 18 inches, has to be the closest unit. You're going to roll 7 dice, because why would you roll 7 dice? It's Nurgle's sacred number. And then for each dice result that exceeds the enemy's toughness characteristic, it suffers 1 mortal wound. This is pretty cool because it stacks with Contagion, which also does -1 to their toughness. So anytime you rolled over a 3, it would take a mortal wound. So it's kind of a cool little combo you have with your Contagion. Then you have a Lord of Brilliance, who is a beefy little dude in Terminator armor. He has a pretty good invulnerable save. Invulnerable saves just mean they can't change. So some things suffer AP. Invulnerable saves can't suffer from AP. So that just means you can take it on your normal save if you wanted, or choose to take your invulnerable save. Also is disgustingly resilient. This guy's also buffing up the rest of your boys. He lets them reroll hit roll, but he can't buff your Demon Prince because your Demon Prince doesn't have core, so he only buffs things with core. He himself does not have core either, so he's not buffing himself with stuff. Just something that kind of introduced with 9th. And then he actually can deep strike because he's a Terminator. Probably don't want to do that this game. Probably want him walking with your boys, but he can do it if he wants. He has some combat potential. He's got a Plague Claw that is pretty scary. 5 attacks, strength 8. So it's kind of like a little bit worse Thunderhammer. Just 1 damage worse than a Thunderhammer. And then you have a very, very scary Flamer, which is automatically hits when you fire with it. You have to roll your number of shots, automatically hits, and then he has to try to save the rolls. Very solid weapon. Then you got 2 Plague Marine companies, which are just as Plague Marines are, 2 wounds, disgustingly resilient, 1 Blight Launcher in each squad, because those are really cool, really strong plague weapons. Oh, important rule, plague weapons. Reroll 1s to wound normally. So any plague weapon you fire, or any plague weapon you have, like your plague knives or your plague, oh goodness, what's it called? You guys have plague swords. Demonic plague blades, they reroll 1s to wound naturally, so just something to remember as you're going on. And that's pretty much your list. That's pretty much what you do. You tank very hard, and you're pretty scary in melee, and you got some psychic shenanigans. Any questions about the Deathguard side?
So good, thanks.
Yeah.
I don't like psychic shenanigans. I don't like it.
Gord, this is normally where you would ask too if you have questions for your opponent, like it does X, Y, Z. Since we're not using stratagems, there's no like gotchas we're really talking about this time around. But any questions in general, Corn, about what the Deathguard do?
Not really.
Cool. All right.
I just know that I need to keep my distance from them.
Yes, they can be very scary, but you're also Orc, so you want to be there too. It's a weird combo.
Yeah. Do I want to shoot or do I want to? Oh, it's a bit of a
It's a conundrum. You gotta figure that out.
It's a conundrum. What the cool kids say today.
So you are playing some orcs. They are goodness, it's not Death
Bad
Skulls.
Moons.
Bad Moons, that's right. Death Skull, I think, is the one with the weird reroll. That's the one with the weird roll we were talking about earlier. So you're playing Bad Moves, which means your army reroll 1s to hit and shooting. Your overall army rule is Daka Daka, which is going away tomorrow. Sorry. But today you're playing with Daka Daka. Which basically means on 6s you get to roll for more hits. Your guys generally have some pretty terrible ballistic skills, but the generating more hits is supposed to kind of make up for that. You got groups of boys, and each boy squad is one dude with heavy weapon, which is a big shooter, which it's not really a heavy weapon because it's assault 3. Assault weapons mean you can advance and shoot them anyway. So if that's something you want to consider, you can do it.
You can advance and shoot?
You can advance and shoot with assault weapons. You cannot advance and shoot with pistols. So your sluggers can advance and shoot, but not your slugger pistols. Sorry, your big shooters can advance and shoot because they're assault 3. Your pistols could not advance and shoot. Something to think about. Then
That's great.
You've got your big mech and mega armor. He's got a lot going on. He's got the Killer Claw, which does not suffer a penalty to hit. It's strength times 2, AP 3, D3 damage. Basically a very nice Thunderhammer, and it rerolls wounds automatically for himself. You're an old book, so you do reroll ones for yourself as well, which is nice.
Wait, doesn't he have the Killer Claw?
He does. He does have the Killer Claw.
Yeah, but it does. Oh, yeah, it's over there. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, some reason his is not working. Can't figure out. He's got a custom Mega Blaster, which is a signal shotgun that also can do some big damage. It's a D6 damage weapon. He's got the his warlord trait is the 4-up invul, the best armor that Teef can buy. You have a custom force field, which is a very nice thing to have. Oh, basically that gives your guys around you a 5-up invul. So normally boys, they can't make saves. The 5-up invul there is going to help you keep them alive a little bit longer. And then you have some knobs, and those knobs are rocket launchers. So that's kind of your shooting unit. They're pretty solid. Strength 8, AP2, D3 damage. Oh, sorry, flat 3 damage. So a little bit of punchiness to kind of add to your list. A little bit of shooting, and kind of combos with your ability to shoot a little bit better with your faction trait. They are combi weapons, which means you could fire both. However, if you did fire your shooter profile and your launcher profile, you actually hit worse. So you may not want to do that.
Yeah, I think it's a -1 to your ballistic skill.
Correct.
Or in this case, a +1 to your ballistic skill.
It would be -1 because we think of it weird. We think -1 going up. It's a good weird one.
Yeah.
And then you have a truck. It's just a truck with a big shooter, and then you can stick some guys in there if you want. And your knobs actually can fit in there. It has a carrying capacity of 12. Knobs count for 2 models each, so you could fit your knobs in there too if you wanted them in there.
That is true, and that's also what I'm going to do.
Okay. And that's about it. That's the list. That's pretty much what we're doing today. No, we're not going to use the overall book stratagems, just kind of trying to keep things even. And hopefully that does keep things even. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's the orcs. Any questions about the orcs?
Not really.
No questions for the orcs? Okay.
No questions from Inferno?
No, I'm good.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right, so then we get to the mission. So for this one, all the primaries in any game are the same. So in a mission, you have your primaries and you have your secondaries. Your secondaries are kind of like the actual other goals you're trying to accomplish. Cornflakes has already set his up, apparently.
Not really. I was busy with the bottom one.
Oh, bottom one is in TTS, so the bottom one, so we can get a quick look at the scoreboard. The bottom one also contains the mission secondaries. We're going to avoid those because I'm not even sure what the actual mission secondaries for incursions are.
So we're only gonna have the top 2.
No, so there you can pick another one from the secondary list. So the secondary list is a little bit longer, and there's quite a few of them. You have to have one from. You can't have more than one from each category though. So I will bring up actually Wikipedia. Just actually look at secondaries. and I forgot where my...
Wahapedia is just a blessing.
It is a massive blessing. There is some differences, just as like an FYI, between the GT pack and between the Eternal War pack for Secondaries. There are some new... They've updated the GT pack, but I do not believe they've updated the Eternal War mission. So we'll be doing Eternal War today, but just keep in mind that there are some differences between the GT pack, which is Secondaries, and the Eternal War ones. What's nice here, you can actually put your name on the top. So Inferno, if you click your name on player 2, there's your name. And then there's a few secondaries we have. There's ones that take actions, which means your guys can't do anything but that action that turn. They can't advance, they can't shoot, they can't fight unless they have a special rule that says so. Because you're running so low on your units, say Inferno, you probably don't want to take those, otherwise you'd be a little bit risky. There's a kill one. So there's ones that are no mercy, no respite. Those are kind of like your kill secondaries. Then their ranks is what most people are probably going to be taking against Unicorn when you're playing, which basically every time you kill a model, you get a point. And then once you've killed 10 models, you get 1 point to your secondary. So you need to kill 150 models to get that. However, you're very rarely ever going to max your secondaries. It's pretty hard if your opponent is playing against you the right way. There is also Purge the Enemy, which is another type of like kill secondary. So there's Assassinate in there, which is score 3 victory points if you kill the character. I probably wouldn't take it this turn around because you guys only have, well, there are 2 characters on the Deathguard side, so you might want to take it today. You get 6 points there.
I have Domination, Raise the Banners High, and Assassinate.
Perfect. Bring It Down is anytime you kill a vehicle, you get some victory points. Since there's only 1 vehicle, I wouldn't recommend it. Titan Slayers is if you could kill a Titanic model. There are none of those today. Slay the Warlord is you score 6 victory points at the end of the battle if the enemy Warlord is destroyed. That may be a good one this time around because you guys have Warlords on the field, don't have many models to protect them, so that could be a good one to go to. Then I skipped the no mercy, no respite. So I said thin the ranks, attrition. If you kill more enemy units and friendly units were destroyed in the round, you score 4 points. Inferno attrition for you might be a good one, just because it's pretty hard to chew through your units. And then first strike. If you basically kill in your first battle round, if you kill a unit in your first battle round, and if you kill more than your opponent does in the first battle round, then you score 5 victory points, and then an additional 3 if you killed more than your opponent did. Another possible for the Deathguard on this one, but you only can take 1 for that category. And then you have some that are just like pure movement. Engage in all fronts is if you have 1 unit in each table quarter, it has to be wholly within. Then you score, it has to be more than 6 inches away from the center of the battlefield. You score some victory points. Then you have Line Breaker, so if you're in your opponent's deployment zone, you score some victory points. Then Domination, if you control more than half the total objective markers, Domination could be another good, easy one. That's definitely a good one for the Orcs who are typing out WOG.
You noticed.
So, Domination might be harder for you, Inferno, just because you don't have that many models and you don't move that quick, so it may not be the one you want to go for. Then you have some of your action secondaries, which are shadow operations. I probably would recommend most of them, besides maybe Raise the Banners, which is just, you say you're raising the banners, you can start in your first turn, your guys put a banner on the objective, and as long as your opponent doesn't take that objective from you, you have a banner on that objective, which basically means you score a point every time for each banner you have every command phase. So it's something that can be slow rolling, you don't have to really worry about once you have the banners done. And then there's the psychic secondaries, which I generally would say are terrible. However, because your Psychic can only cast once anyway, Inferno action might be worth it. Mental Interrogation is you score 3 victory points each time you cast this. And you can't cast anything else, but you only have 1 cast anyway. And basically, you target his character, and you score 3 victory points if the Psychic action goes off. And that's it. And it doesn't cost the rest of everything else that turn, which is nice. So you can still fight with your Demon Prince. I don't think he has a gun, so you can still fight with your Demon Prince. Psychic Ritual, probably not worth it. Abhor the Witch. You could go this Corn, but the Horde of the Witch is basically if you kill Psychers, you get points.
Yeah, but he only. How much Tigers does he have? 1 or 2?
He has 1 Psyker. So you would score more if you manage to kill both his characters. However, if you can't manage to kill both his characters, you would score more if you did have Horde of the Witch. So this is kind of where the strategy and thinking about what you can accomplish and can't accomplish come in. So to change it, Inferno, you just click on the blocks and it'll go through them. If I was, do you want me to like kind of recommend what you want to do this time around Inferno, or do you want to just try it yourself?
If you want to, there's a few I was going to try, and you can probably let me know if any of them are stupid.
Sure, sounds good. Attrition, I would say, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just let you go through them while I recheck. Okay, we're already betting on who's going to win.
I bet it on myself.
I can't tell who's bet for who. Hold on. Right now we have Orcs at 64% and Deathguard at 36%. Interesting.
Hell yeah!
Interesting.
Let's not disappoint the people here then.
Mental interrogation probably worth it if you don't want to cast those powers. I think that's not a bad choice. I would say in like a 2,000 point game Inferno, you probably don't want it, but I would say in like a 500 point game, that's fine.
Yeah. Cool. Just try to pick a third.
You also have, so this is something Corn doesn't have. This is something you have. You actually have secondaries in your codex.
I don't like this.
I know there's one I usually see people pick, but I would not pick it this time around because it kills your own units, which is probably not something you want to do.
Pick it. Do it.
So your special ones is you have fleeing vectors, which is score 3 victory points at the end of battle round if any units failed a morale test. And if you cause that morale, so if you did damage with a plague weapon and then they fail morale, you score 3 victory points. Might be possible, but Orcs do have a rule to auto pass morale. I can't remember what it's like.
No, it's more like they can use the leadership with the amount of models that they have in a group.
They have that, and then they have like headbutt or something like that. I don't know if any of your guys have it today, but basically,
I never used that.
you can kill a model to basically pass morale, which is pretty much how it works. You have Despoiled Ground. This is the one that you have to kill your own units to do. Oh, I'm sorry, no, that's Spread the Sickness. This one is Despoiled Ground. If you select this objective, you score points as following. You score 4 victory points at the end of battle if you have 1 or more bubonic Astartes, so that's just your plague marines basically. Wholly if in your opponent's deployment zone. And 1 or more units if in your deployment zone. You score 4 victory points at the end of battle if you have 1 or more bubonic Astar units from your army wholly within 3 different table quarters, so it's kind of like Engage. You score 4 if you control more than half the total number of victory objective markers, and you score 4 if every objective marker on the battlefield is within contagion range of contagion ability that your army have. That might be a bit tougher. And then Spread the Sickness is the one that if you wanted to take it, basically it's an action again. It's complete at the end of your turn, and then you roll d6 on the 4+, that objective marker is said to have been contaminated, and then if you manage to do that, your unit suffers d3 mortal wounds. You can actually roll for it, or you could just suffer d3 mortal wounds. And you score 3 victory points at the end of the battle for each objective marker on the battlefield that has been contaminated. So you kind of play that one both ways. Fleeing vectors is probably possible in this one. Maybe a little bit harder. But kind of. Oh, that's a no mercy, no respite, which I think is what attrition is. Yes. So you could go for Despoiled. That might be a little bit hard. You could go for the Shadow Operations on top of that. Or you could do just another match play one. I would say if you were playing Poxwalkers or the other ones, I can't remember, then the Spread Sickness is really good.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a good choice right now.
Or you can just go slay the warlord.
I was gonna say Slay the Warlord, just an easy one to pick here. Just
Yeah.
so we can move on. Yeah, let's do that.
You keep your hands off my warlord.
All right. Which is definitely possible too, with a warlord fist fight. All right. So you pick secondary. So the next thing you would do is you go to our lovely dice right here, and you pick one of the dice. And then usually you go with your own color, but that's up to you guys. You can pick what you want. There's also black and green as well if you want different colors. So
We're both green, so you know.
you are. So up to you on that one. And then you roll to see who puts their models down first. Usually this matters. So the person who deploys first usually picks what side of the table they want. So if you're playing like more narrative, less balanced kind of tables, these are equal. So it's really not going to be a matter of a huge amount.
They're perfectly symmetrical.
Yep. So it's just going to be who wants to deploy first or who wants to deploy second.
Oh,
Okay.
come on.
There's no longer advantage to having all your units deployed. So it doesn't really affect
I
much
roll
in terms of
4.
that.
And of course he rolls a 6.
So Inferno, do you want to
That's
deploy
not
first
well.
or second?
Is second the best? Because you can.
I generally prefer going second so I can see where they're putting their models.
Yeah. We'll go second.
All right, cool. So let's put the orcs on red. So you can be down here in the red section. And then Inferno, you can have the top section there.
Cool.
All right, so...
I will already say that my knobs are in my truck.
Yeah, you have
So
to
I
do
will
that
put
before
them here
deployment starts. So you just say what is going to be in transports and what's going to be deep strikes before you do any of that. So your knobs are in your truck.
And nothing else is going in deep strike. Nothing is going into deep strike, so that's fine.
Yep. There is a little bit of weirdness with your knobs, so just keep in mind that their bases overlap, which is not what you want to be happening. So, as you're deploying some things to think about, obscuring means basically if you're behind it, you can't see through. So, you can see around it, you can't see above it.
My faith is my shield.
So, like, let's say, I'm just going to borrow one of your knob models. Let's say you had this knob back here. Actually, you could even have it here, because the way the terrain works, you have to actually be touching it. And I'm going to borrow your Lord of Rerolls. Let's say these two are here. Because of obscuring, you guys can't see each other, even though, well, there's no window on that one. But if there was a window there, you couldn't see each other.
It's the same as if the Lord of Fearless was over here and you could see the model perfectly.
Yeah. So even though if the Lord of Fearless is there, the way obscuring works is it basically completely blocks the sight. Now, if the Lord was here, he could still see because he could walk around. But he cannot see through the window because of how obscuring works. It's just to make, realistically, it's part to make terrain that has a lot of ways to see through it a little bit better to reduce shooting. And likewise, though, let's say that the Lord was here and your orc was on the terrain, he could not see because the true line of sight still applies because there's no window here. Can't see through. Now, if your orc was here and the Lord was there, now he could see the orc because the orc is touching the ruins. And once you're touching the ruins, the obscuring rule doesn't apply anymore. So that's just something to think about when you're doing your deployment and where you want things to go. Another thing to think about is dense cover. So the woods both have dense, which means it's a -1 to hit to shoot through it. You could never have more than one -1 to hit them. So you can never be more than -1 to hit. Like you might have multiple stacking minuses, but -1 is the furthest you can go. You can have a +1 and a -1. They cancel each other out. You could have +2 and a -1, and they cancel each other out. So you would still have a +1 to hit. But you can never go more than +1 max and -1 max. Alright. Is that where your orcs are going?
Yep.
Alright, cool.
That's where me boys are going.
So then, Inferno, it's your choice to figure out where you want your boys to go. Remember, you can kind of spread them out. You don't have to do them in columns. You can have them, like, as long as they're 2-inch coherency. For your boys, it's 2 inches within 2 models when you're more than 6 units. 6 models in a unit. So you would have to have 2 inches for 2 models each. So just keep that in mind when you're moving.
Sorry, just pressing buttons.
You're good. It's kind of the point, getting used to them. If you need to flip your guys over, press F on them, and then just flip over. Likewise, you can actually highlight the whole unit and press F, and they will all flip over.
How do I turn them round? They're facing
Q
the
and
wrong
E.
way. Okay, cool.
And if you pick them up and press Q, it'll rotate them faster, and then you can also just rotate the bases like how you saw without picking them up.
Nice. Okay.
So Inferno, because it's like your first game in forever, just some recommendations. You guys are really tough. They're really, really, really slow. So positioning yourself in the way to get to those objective quickers is probably what you want to do.
Okay.
And actually, I would say he does have some decent shooting, so that is something to be worried about. But the way cover works is you have to basically be touching the terrain anyway, so just also something to think about.
So if I put these guys here, are they like on an objective straight away?
Yes, and the way objectives works is you'd actually only have to be within 3 inches, and the way it's worded is it's within. So the whole unit doesn't have to be in there. You just literally have to be at the edge of 3 inches, and you're still holding it as long as it goes over the base.
If you press 2 on the, if you hover over the marker and you press 2, it changes to a circle.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And it'll show
so
you the
that-
range.
so if I just do that there, that counts because that's within.
Yep, exactly. Another thing to think about is character rule. I don't know if this existed in prior editions. If a character, so let's say either of your characters, is within 3 inches of a unit with 3 or more models, so these guys have 3 or more models, can't target he cannot target your character for shooting. As long as these are closing, because that's the lookout circle. So only applies to characters with under 9 or wounds under. So your Damon Prince, because there's only 8 wounds, same thing applies. Even though he's this big beefy boy, he's still protected by his characters. Just think about the guys are kind of jumping in the way of the bullets for him. It's kind of a way to think about it. It also works for monsters. So if your character's next to a monster, he's protected. It also works for vehicles. If your character's next to a vehicle, he's protected.
Okay. How do I make the marker go back to normal after I've put it into the?
However, press 1.
And mine is not doing that.
Oh. You have to find the actual thing that says objectives here, which could be a bit of a pain.
It's right in the
yeah,
middle.
Yeah, got it.
It's because it's especially complicated when you have like 10 models over an objective and you're like, where is it?
That's cool. I'll leave these guys here then. That's my.
All right.
I will deploy my second. No, well, actually, we'll deploy my Ronald McDonald's. Get it? Because Big Mac.
Oh God. You are an orc player.
That's fine. I'll keep him there.
All right. So then, Inferno, it's back to you.
Cool.
Oh wow,
Big boy.
You're putting big boy right out front. You don't care. Okay, cool.
Ooh, that's good for me. Our truck will go right over here, just outside of the crater. Quick question.
Yes.
So does this count being in the crater or out of the crater? Because the wheel is touching the crater.
If you're touching the crater, you're in it. So you want to make sure you're not quite touching.
Okay, so right over here.
And make sure, so the way vehicles usually measures from the hull, so any part of the hull, so make sure that even that little bit isn't crossing your deployment zone line.
That's fine. Okay.
All right, then Inferno.
Cool.
You probably want to put those guys to the right of the demon prince, because again, you would suffer. Oh wait, actually, Deathguard don't.
Crater.
If I remember correctly, Deathguard.
Oh wait, no, they don't. If I remember correctly, yeah.
Yeah, so you have inexorable advance or some word that I can't say, but basically, you should have that. I thought, maybe not. I thought you ignore movement penalties. That is a thing.
Deathguard.
Deathguard.
What's it called again?
Should be inexorable words. A word I can't pronounce.
The oh wait, no, that is something else. Inexorable advance. This unit counts as having remained stationary if it did not fall back or advances your previous movement phase. if this unit has the fecal keyword, it does not suffer the penalty incurred to its hit rolls for firing heavy weapons at enemy units that are within engagement of it. And it can ignore any or all modifiers to its movement characteristics, advanced rolls, and charge rolls.
So yes, you would not have to worry about the quakers because your guys are infantry, and they do have the
Even the woods?
yes, because they
Any
ignore
or all, yeah.
It actually just FAQ'd that because beforehand it actually did not ignore the movement penalty from difficult craft. So now you do.
Yikes. Okay, you put your things right there.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. I have just one more to put in, which I will put right over. Yeah. I think no.
Orcs, 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 orcs.
Oaks.
Oh, so primaries. I didn't say what the primaries are. So primary scoring depends on the mission, but most of them are hold 1, you score 5 points. And this is at the start of your second command phase. So not in the first turn, but the second turn. Hold 2, you score 10 points. Hold more, you score 15 points. Now you could hold 1 and hold more, so you would only get 10 points. It's basically 5 points per.
All right.
This will be
Yep.
interesting because it's gonna. I feel like it's going to take a while for things to start happening.
Because these guys are slow as hell.
Yeah, everyone's slow. It's a lot of terrain to get through.
Mine are not slow. Well, 5 inches, but I have my truck
You do have your truck.
who can move 12 inches up to 18 inches if I roll 6 on my advance.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite far.
Got like a hero blob Death Star starting out.
All right, I think that's all. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. All right. So next thing you do is roll off to see who goes first. It's no longer a decision. It is just whoever wins the roll off has to go first.
Well then,
All right. So Deathguard's going first.
this does not bode well to me.
All right. So what you can do here, so up at the top of the screen, you'll see the start game. So red player,
Yep.
Inferno, are you red? I can't remember. Are you blue?
I'm red.
He's red.
Okay. So you click start game. And then you go through your command phases. I don't think Deathguard have anything in their command phase currently. I will double check that, but I'm pretty sure all their stuff is just auras. So basically, what happens in the command phase is some people have different abilities. This is where actions are usually start counting for points. This is where you count your points for your primaries, but it doesn't happen in the first turn. It does not look like that I can see that you have anything to do in your command phase. So you would click the button to move to your movement phase, and you get a command point, basically.
Cool. Is that the command next phase button?
Yeah, you just click it. Left click. Because right click will skip your turn. So we go to the movement phase. So now, this is where you start moving your models. If you want to do an advanced movement, all you have to do is roll a d6 and declare that you're doing an advance, and you add that to your move roll. You can use command points for advances if you want to go a little bit further. And just some things to think about. You can only fire assault weapons. Oh, one of your play guys has lost a wound for no reason. Let me fix that. There you go. You can only fire assault weapons if you advance, unless you have another rule that says so. And then, yeah, that's just the main thing. So rapid fire weapons you would not be able to fire. So you couldn't fire your bolt guns if you advanced. Same with the heavy weapons. You cannot fire heavy weapons if you advance.
Okay.
Can't remember if it was your blight launcher. I think blight launchers are assault. So you could fire your blight launchers if you advanced.
Yeah. And my Demon Prince has no ranged weapons. So
Yeah. Braith, Deathguard, do you have? It's not a it is a contagion that is, but it's just like a constant thing they have for the -1 toughness.
fine. Should I have like an aura on every unit to show that, or does it not really matter?
I would say for this turn, because it's 1 inch, which is
Yeah.
basically combat range. But once we start getting to a point, it does matter. We'll start considering it.
Okay.
I'm like looking at the chat. I'm seeing orcs.
It's the orky way. So if you want to declare advance, you want to advance your demon prince.
I'm just thinking. Yeah. Yeah.
You got an 8-inch move, so you may not need to. You probably want to see where your plague marines end up first because they're a little bit slower.
Fine.
By a little bit, a lot slower.
Thinking, do I want to? Yeah, I'll do the advance on the plague marines then and move them
Cool.
first.
Yeah. So all you goes to the dice tray and just roll for your advance.
Ooh.
They're moving fast, so we got 11 inches because you got a 5-inch base.
So I just move this until it says 11, unless I want to go less.
Although for some reason yours is triangulating. Oh no, it's just doing the. I've never seen that before.
That is.
It's doing the movement over as well as the movement forward.
Yeah, weird. That doesn't. Does that? Do I have to add the 2 numbers up if I move to the left? Like.
Go back for a second. I think there is something on your measuring tool that's on.
I mean, I'm holding shift, so that's.
Oh, that's why. There you go. That's why it's doing. There you go. You're good.
What?
Yeah, that's. I didn't know that's how that works. So yeah, you can end them right there.
I'm holding shift. It doesn't do anything.
Sometimes I go over the top, so which if you like angle your camera so you're looking like a side profile, it should put them under.
Oh, also a note: if you press escape while you're holding your characters, that will put them back.
There you go. And then you got them in there, and then yeah, they got plenty of move to pretty much get to that wall. You don't have to move a whole unit together. You can move individual models when you move. So if you want some guys to get a little bit further ahead, they could. As long as you. Yep, absolutely.
Oh, why are they all selected? Let's click off them.
Yeah, come on real quick. And you had the movement to really space them out because you were pretty much going to get there anyway. So you just kind of put them there because it was at least minimum for where you were. Yeah, there's like one bad guy who can't go too far forward, pretty much.
Unit coherency is like 2 inches from 2 models, right?
2 inches from 2 models if you have 6 or more models. It's just 2 inches from a model if you're 5 or less.
Of course.
All right, that'll do.
All right.
Does that does it only count for? Does it also count like if 5 of my guys are dead? Does it go to the?
It goes to the 2-inch one because it starts becoming really difficult to have. 2 inches when you only have 5 models.
I know.
So I'll move the virulence guy next. I'll just do the advance to see if he can keep up. So I roll the dice.
It's not bad.
So he's going
9-inch. You do have to walk around that a little bit, so yeah, but that should be plenty to get right there. Yeah.
How do I measure without picking it? I can pick him up anyway, right? And just move him back.
You could.
So
if you want to do that, you could just click the measuring tool or press F4 and then just measure on the table too.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll just move him because that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. That's all my moving then.
All right. Cool. So I don't think there's literally anything you can see. So you click the button, you go to your shooting phase. Technically, it's movement and psychic. Both of your psychic powers are offensive. I'm gonna make sure that leper doesn't need line of sight. Because some psychic powers don't require line of sight. It is actually just closest enemy unit, so it doesn't require line of sight. So let's see if anything is in 18.
Nope.
No, you're definitely slightly up. So can't really do any psychic. So you can skip that one. You did take mental interrogation. That is 18 inches as well. So yeah, just moved, and then you can't really shoot anything because you can't really see anything. So then you would go to your charge phase, but you need to be within 12 inches to charge anything. Definitely not within 12 inches to charge anything. So then you go to the fight phase, but nothing's fighting. Then morale, nothing died.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine. And so that's it. That's very much your turn.
Swear I don't have Corona.
You're just a very very setup turn, which you'll find a lot in like slower armies. You're just kind of setting up. All right, so now it is the command phase of the Orcs. Nothing yet for your command phase for Orcs. I don't know if you're going to get something in the new decks.
Okay. So I'll go straight to my movement in that case.
Mm-hmm.
I will keep my Ronald McDonald over there.
Okay.
You're gonna hear a lot of these puns from me, just so you know.
Chat says Deathguard wins because you're already coughing.
Oh no. Oh fuck. Oh no.
So just try not to press the numbers when you're moving, just because that counts as technically movement.
I know. Disembarking that happens in the end of the movement phase, right?
That happens. No, you can disembark and then have things move. You just cannot move and then disembark. So, for instance, you could get your guys out of the truck and then move them, and then move your truck if you want to do. But don't forget your truck's open top, so you can just shoot out.
Yeah, I know. And the rockets have a 24-inch range.
Mm-hmm. And you're from where you are. You already have some line of sight.
12 inches.
The churn would probably cost you about an inch.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Turning does cost?
Yeah, turning does cost a little bit of movement. It's a little bit hard on the vehicles how that works.
In that case, I'll let you move him 11 inches. Right over here.
No, that's good.
Does not touch the no.
No, you're good.
These boys are gonna move right over. I'm gonna make these boys advance.
Okay. Extra 5.
5. So that's 10-inch movement.
All right.
All right.
Did you want to declare an action with the boys who did not advance?
No, I'll keep him right there.
So you got banners, right? So after you move the unit.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
I forgot about that.
So for banners, we usually just use like any marker on here. I'll use the little. There you go. It looks like a banner. Perfect.
Now it doesn't look as intrusive. So now that I have done my move, hold on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that I have done my movement, I will. Well, technically, the orcs are psychers, but you know, they're all psychers.
All psychers, but no psychic face.
We'll go straight to my shooting. I will make my the knobs. I think that is the boss knob also has a rocket launcher. That's 5 shots.
Sorry, I got rid of your dice.
God damn it! How dare you?
Yes, so there's 5 dudes in that truck, and because it's open top, you can shoot out of it. They all have the rockets. Are you going to use the combi, or are you just going to do it with the rockets?
Just the rockets.
You're already firing through dents, so there's really no neg to shooting the shooters.
Oh yeah, that's true. I will first use the big shooter on the truck itself.
Okay.
Because that's gonna be 3 shots easier to count up.
Yes.
3 shots.
Okay.
That's 1 back.
It is 1 Daka? Okay, then you did 6 hit. So you got 1 hit.
1 hit. Strength 5, if I remember correctly.
Yes. Plague Marines are beefy boys. They're a T5, so you're gonna need force.
So, force, yes. Let's go. Of course. Now the 5 rockets That's how much? 6.
Yeah, and
One
a
less.
6 is the hit here because of the dents. So you got 1 hit with a Daka Daka.
1 Daka.
No Daka Daka. Oh, wait, but you reroll ones because you're
Oh,
faction
yeah.
trait. So reroll
Yeah.
those ones too. Oh, no.
No Daka.
No, no. Alright. And this is strike 8. They're team 5. So you need 3s.
3s.
So 1 wound.
Oh,
Alright,
that's
so
a
Inferno,
6.
you need to take a save now on one of your dudes.
Okay.
It's AP -2.
It's -2, but he's in cover, so you get light cover benefit. So you go to a 2-up, then -2, so you need a 4 to save.
Okay. Where's all the dice gone?
Oh, you can just click any of those buttons up there to get any number dice. So 1d6 is all you need. You need a 4-up.
I just like my orc dice.
You got a
Of
4-up.
course he saves it. This is just my luck. And now for the shooters, the combi.
Yes, a combi shooter. So that is going to be...
Do I have the range though? Yes.
Yes, absolutely. It's going to be 2 shots each, so 10 shots.
That's 8, 9, 10.
Reroll those ones.
Eh.
Okay, and then it's... Okay. Well, you got a Daka Daka at least, maybe.
I got a Daka Daka. Let's see how this Daka Daka will perform. Not very good. Oh my lord.
What's the strength on those?
I did not sacrifice enough goats.
No, apparently not. They are strength 4, so you need 5s.
Yep.
No, okay. that was a lot of ones. That was a lot of ones. All right. Well, that was a shooting. I don't think your boys are in raids. He might be.
That's...
Hold on, can he see? No, he can't see though.
No, but he is not in the ruin, so he cannot shoot.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so there you go. Well, that was Orc's turn.
That was my turn.
So pretty much we just had a lot of setting up for everyone's turn 1. Nothing really happening so far. We did set up a banner for the Orcs, so they'll score that next turn. Hopefully, I don't think you'll get your units removed from that banner. Yeah, that's it. And no domination yet because you're only holding 2. All right.
Wait, couldn't I also do raise the banner for my Big Mac?
I believe you might be able to. Some actions can only be done once. Some can be done multiple times. So let me double check. It is 1 or more infantry units from your army. So yes, you could absolutely.
But it's too late.
I mean, that's another Inferno. Do you care if he raises the banner on that objective?
No, I don't mind. We're all learning.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right. So, Deathguard, your turn. Command phase, you get more command points. Your contagion range is now 3 inches, which might matter if you can make a hell of a charge. Actually, it's not that much of a charge. It's pretty doable.
Yeah, that's the plan.
But don't. Please don't.
Because you ignore that dense cover. So that is actually doable.
No, don't do it.
Something to keep in mind with your Demon Prince, because I don't think we gave him wings. Let me double check if this wings. No, he does not have wings. So, infantry can move through ruins. So these guys could just walk through the wall, as long as that wall has breachable and scalable. Scalable means you can climb up it. Breachable means you can walk through it. Your Demon Prince, however, cannot because he's not a infantry model. He's a monster. So you're gonna have to walk around. So just keep in mind he's going to have to go this way first, and then that way. So he's probably not charging this turn.
Okay. Do I need to do anything in the command phase? Like, or do I
Nope.
just skip to movement? Cool.
Forward push might... I don't think forward push is a GG message, God, but it might be. I'm unsure, to be honest.
Okay, so... let's advance these Marines first.
Keep in mind, if you advance, you cannot charge.
Okay, I didn't know that. Let me just do the measure tool.
Yep.
Sorry, what was their movement?
They're 5 base.
Let's go. So how far do they charge? Is that like determined on dice roll?
It is determined on dice roll. You roll 2d6, and you have to end within an inch. So if you ended up there, we can make a marker for it. Yeah. So
And
you,
that's like, yeah.
you only have to make it to within an inch. So you need about a 9.
That's fine. I like those odds. Let's try that. So I'll do these normal.
Okay. Alright. So
So I gotta try and pick these up without selecting too much.
yeah, sometimes it can be a little bit awkward. You could also move them one at a time if you'd like to. You don't
Ah,
actually.
we got it.
There you go. So
How much
5,
did they move? 5.
5 inches. So you're a little bit further back.
About there? Is that?
That's about right. Yep.
That's about level. Okay, cool.
And then we'll double check the range. You might need a 10.
Fine. Okay. And the Demon Prince has to go around. And he can't charge after advancing it. Is that like can no unit charge after advancing?
Unless I have a rule that says otherwise. There are some units that have that rule. There are some stratagems that say you can advance and charge. There are some auras that allow that.
But I don't have that on anything, right?
No. And in fact, I don't know if Deathguard 2, they might. But I'm not sure.
Fine. Okay. So let's just move him as well. So how do I like work out the angle that he needs to go at? Because I can't just move him 8, can I? You said I had to go around. So
I would actually say as long as your base can fit. So go back real quick. So what you can also do is just move the distance. So you can like move a few inches, count how much you've moved, and then move the rest.
Okay. So,
How I usually do it with big bases is just move
You
the
can throw
character,
it over there.
move the character to the corner of the terrain, and then move him
Yeah.
from there.
Yeah, so back up a little bit. So like right where the terrain ends. And kind of drop them down there. So you're down to about 4.5, so you have about 3.5 left.
Okay.
Yeah. Either way, you kind of end up in the same spot.
Bases touch.
Oh yeah, just scooch them a little bit back. You have the basic touch of your own models. You just can't have them overlap. So for your own models, there's no problem with bases touching. In fact, that's kind of a strategy. And I'll tell you about more of it when you get to the charge phase. But when you touch an enemy's base in combat, it actually prevents them from moving. We'll talk a little bit about that.
Okay, and Virulence just do a regular move of 5 inches to bring him up here.
And his flamer, I believe, is an assault weapon.
Yeah, well, so you can advance it and fire it.
Is it a heavy weapon?
It's a 12-inch heavy 2d6 a weapon.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, so if it was assault, you could, but since it's a heavy now.
Cool. And if I got shot, like in that last round being in the ruins, can he shoot back from in the ruins here if I put him there?
Yeah,
can he
as long as you're touching the ruins. As long as you're within range, too.
Assuming we have range.
So a bolt gun cannot shoot. So a bolt gun is an assault weapon.
Bolt gun's rapid fire, so he didn't advance those guys, so they could fire though.
Yeah, but if he advanced, he couldn't fire it.
Correct. If he advanced, he could not fire it. Only assault weapons you can advance and fire.
Okay.
Cool.
Done
moving.
Braith, terrain would restrict the charge a bit. However, because Deathguard ignore the movement penalties, he doesn't have to worry about it. So,
yep.
There are some armies would. Fly would also ignore the charge, but no one here has fly today.
Hover as well.
Yep, hover as well.
Cool. Am I good to go to the next phase?
Yep, now you're in your psychic phase where you can actually do some psychic stuff.
Cool.
I'm not gonna like this.
Although,
please be gentle with me.
Let me double check mental interrogation, because that now matters. It doesn't need line of sight. Well, if you're performing this action, it's supposed to win 18 inches of an enemy character. It does not say line of sight. Are you within 18? You are. So if you'd like to try to score your first point, you can. Or if you'd like to do damage, you could do a smite.
So this is a psychic ability that just scores command points.
Exactly, yes. So you need, so for a psychic test, you roll 2d6. And then you need to roll either the warp charge value or over. So the warp charge value of mental interrogation is a 4, so it's pretty easy to get off if you can actually get in range to cast it.
I also get command points if I just
And
kill
if
this
you
guy.
roll Snake Eyes, you suffer wounds, right?
Yes, if you roll Snake Eyes or double sixes. You can use command points to reroll as well. Any psychic test.
Fine. Okay. I'm just gonna do damage on him. I'm not gonna go for my thing.
So Smite is closest, so you couldn't target him, though you would have to target the truck. The Curse of the Leper thing is also going to be on the truck, which would be pretty worthless because he's T6.
Oh, and now I've said that, do I have to do it? Because I wanted to do psychic on the warlord, but you're saying I can't.
Right, because it's not targetable or visible.
Yeah, yeah.
Until you roll the dice, you don't have to.
Okay, then let's
Yeah.
just switch to the one that gets me command points rather than trying to damage a truck.
Your victory points, cool. So, yeah, so you just need to roll 2 dice and try to get over 4.
Fine.
It goes off on a 9. So you got, how much is it? 3 victory points. So we go to your scoreboard, mental interrogation, give you 3.
Cool. Okay, and that's all for psychic phase, right?
Yep, he only has 1 cast.
Nice. Okay, so let's shoot stuff.
Shooting phase. So your Marines can shoot. I think your Plague Spreader might still be at the wage.
Yeah.
Rapid fire. When does it gain the rapid fire modifier? Was it if they don't move?
Let me double check. I believe usually rapid fire is if you don't move. However, I think the
The Deathguard have the inexorable advance.
The word we can't pronounce. Yeah, that thing. That's the thing we really talking about.
Inexorable advance. I cannot pronounce. I can pronounce it.
Yes, you're doing better than I am. Yes, it does not. You would not count as having moved because you didn't advance or fall back. So you would get your full rapid fire. So the way rapid fire works is if it's rapid fire 1, that basically means you double the amount of shots you get. So instead of 1 shot each, you get 2 shots each on those bolt guns.
Cool.
Wasn't it only in half range?
If you're right. It might be. Hold on, because I don't know. Marines have the ability to always have rapid fire as long as they count as not shooting. You have malicious volumes. So it says the normal rules for rapid fire weapons models in this unit shooting rapid fire bolt weapons may double the number of attacks if any of the following apply. If it's within half range, the model's infantry and it remains stationary. So because they count as remaining stationary for inexorable advance, it counts as doubling the shots. And if you're a Terminator. You don't have any Terminators on the field, but if you're a Terminator, it would count too.
Well, yeah, he kind of does. He's Lord of Vigilance.
Oh yeah, but he doesn't have a Vulcan. So it doesn't matter. So yeah, so because you have that inexorable advance rule, you're counting as not moving, which means you get your rapid fire shots. So you get 2 shots each for the guys.
What's the range on them?
You're more than within range of 24 inch.
What I was going to ask is, can I actually hit these guys over here, these boys?
You need line of sight per model, so there might be a few guys you can see. So.
So I can only like kill 2 and then.
All shots are resolved at the same time. It's just a matter of who can see and who can't. So let's see. They would have to be able to peek
the
around.
one in the. I'm just looking from the one in the back. He can see half, like more like 33% of the base. Does that count?
A true line of sight would be any part. It's just he could see his arm basically, so he would have full line of sight there. Which is kind of silly, but that's just pretty much how they resolve people arguing about what could see and what.
It is very silly, and I do not agree with it. But hey.
So yes, you could shoot everything into those orc boys. You probably want to take the blade light launcher though and fire at, which is not a bolt gun. You probably want to fire the block launcher because it does a little bit better damage into the truck.
Can I split my shooting?
You can absolutely split your shooting. A whole unit. It's model by model basis. So yeah, you can totally split your shooting. I can't remember if your Plague Champion has a. Oh, no, he does have a bolt gun. Yeah.
Cool. So it's not a case of like, because I can only see like a couple of boys in this unit, if I kill them, then I can't hurt anything beyond that because they're.
All shooting from a unit is resolved at the same time. You could totally like shoot one unit out of line of sight, depending on how he wants to remove his models. You couldn't he couldn't remove models as you're shooting because it's as if
Fine.
it all happens at the same time.
Okay, all right then. Well, then let's fire the bolt guns at them, and let's fire the launcher at the truck.
Awesome. Your launcher is at -1 just because of that dense cover there.
Yep.
Everything else would not be going through dense to hit the boys. So you're hitting on 3s for the boys. You're hitting on 4s for the truck.
Let's do the truck first.
All right. So you've got how many shots with the thing? 2 shots with the blight launcher.
Okay. What do I need to hit?
4s. So you're rolling 2 dice and hitting on 4s. All right. So you failed 1 hit.
That's good. That's good. Very
Or do I need
good.
to like wound?
So it's a T6 truck versus
Strength 6.
strength
So
6
it's a
gun.
4.
So you need a 4 to wound. If you're the same strength, it's 4s.
Okay, cool.
And nothing. 4 for shot. And then your bolt guns. So they're again because of your weird rule. You always fire rapid fire, so it's going to be 2 shots per guy. You have 4 guys with those, so 8
got
shots
8,
total.
You can also click 5 or 10 or
Oh.
25.
That would have been easier.
You already have 3, so boom, boom.
There
You
you
can
go.
also see here how much dice you have on the on the
Mhm.
plate.
So hit on 3s against them. And you are rerolling 1s though because you have your Damon friends there.
Cool.
And he lets your guys reroll 1s.
Guys pick. There we go. Nice.
And I can't
Okay.
remember what your Lord of Virulence does.
Virulence.
6s. Is it just melee? No, range attack. 6s to wound are at AP1.
Right, this was just hits. So 1 just missed, and then the others are hits. Yeah.
Yes, so 1 missed then. Yep. So you get rid of the 2. You can just there's the red one. If you left click the red one, it just gets rid of that row. If you
Okay.
right click it, it gets rid of the whole row.
Cool. All right.
Now, if you want to select everything, you can go to the 6 and right click it.
Yep.
And it'll get the whole thing for you.
Dump all these in there.
Alright, they are T4. Your strength 4, so you need 4s.
Cool.
So the 3 and the 2
Fine.
fail.
And that's 6, something special, right?
Yep, the 6 is AP1, so that just kills a boy. And then he needs to make 4 saves of a 6 up.
Four saves with a 6 up.
Yep.
Well, I'm not going to use my own dice after the curse, the curse rolls that I rolled before.
At least you got one.
What? That?
That's
Okay.
probably about right. Yeah.
Not
So
bad, yeah.
3 more Orcs die. And that's shooting. I don't think your Lord Boy is in range of his flamer.
No.
So it's just down to your Deathguard doesn't have a gun. Your Demon Birds.
Yeah.
So it's really just down to charges.
Okay, so next phase, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So we got to roll some dice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. So
It's going to be 10 inches,
Yeah.
or he needs to roll 10.
it's a 10-inch charge. You need to roll a 10.
Okay.
Alright,
Oh.
5. So now we can talk about CP rerolls. Oh, you guys did not start the right CP, so you should be a 5 and you should be a 4. So the way a CP reroll works is it's both dice. It's always both dice unless it's like a shooting attack, and then it's always 1 dice. So you would reroll both dice and see if you get lucky.
Okay. Do I need to like press a minus on a counter somewhere?
Yes. So up here is your command point. I did that weird. Hold on. Oh, some reason it thinks you're on the left side. I'll just switch that. You should be at 4 or 5. So you go up to here. Oh, because red's here. That's why. We just messed it up. So you can tell the colors by here. So you have 5 CP. You would pay 1 for the reroll.
Okay.
And you can only ever reroll once per turn with the stratagem reroll.
Right. So do I need to -1 here now?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So a -1 there, and then reroll these guys.
Close. And you can't reroll a reroll.
Fine.
All right.
And
And
you have Does that just a failed charge? Then it just moves 7 now. Like
No, it's just a failed charge. So you don't kill team does the movement. You don't actually do the movement in.
I could have said
40K.
Overwatch, but that wasn't worth it.
No, I probably would not have Overwatch. I mean, you're hitting
Yeah.
about the same, but I still probably wouldn't have done that. And
Okay.
I mean, Tucker works on Overwatch.
it does.
Yeah. Now here's actually the thing. So if he Overwatched, so if he charged my truck
Mm-hmm.
and I said Overwatch,
Mm-hmm.
can the knobs shoot as well?
So this is where I get confused. I'm not sure because he's not declaring the knobs; he's declaring the truck, and the only thing that can Overwatch is the thing that's being charged. And because your knobs aren't on the field, they aren't the target of the charge. So I would generally say no because you can't charge the knobs because they're not on the field. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense.
So yeah, that's it. You need to do a morale on your boys, unless you want to auto pass them.
No,
There's 5 left in the unit, right?
6.
6 left in the unit. So either way, you're leadership 6. You've lost 4 models,
Uh,
so you need basically a 2 or less. Roll 1 dice. 1 dice for morale.
Come on.
No, you definitely fail.
I definitely fell.
So 1 guy runs, and then you have to roll. This is where the battle shock comes in. You're under half the strength your unit. Oh no, you're equal to strength, so you don't have to worry about it. You roll 5 dice. You roll 1 dice for every guy left, and any ones, more guys run away.
Well, here are my cursed rolls.
Okay,
There
just
we
one.
go.
That's fun. That's fun. I was hoping you were going to roll like you're shooting this, because that would have been sad. Alright, and that's it. So then, no more morale to do. You got rid of the 2 dudes. Nothing else. Oh, we forgot to score your primaries, Inferno. So you did hold 2. So we get 10 points for that turn for your primaries.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. So then it goes over to Corn. So you just pass the turn over. And then Corn, you would get 10 points because you're holding 2.
Yep.
And then you get 2 points for banners because it's at the start of your command phase. There you go.
Well,
All right. So we lost some boys. That's pretty much what happened that turn. Some boys died.
I have nothing in command phase.
Yeah,
I will go straight to movement.
mm-hmm. Just slowly making their way over there.
I will make these boys advance.
Okay.
3, so that's 8 inches. Yes, I can do math.
Your big brain orc.
My head is slightly larger than the average orc. Yes. What's the range? It's 18 inches for the. Oh, pistols cannot be shot when advancing, right?
Correct.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it is a little weird. You could definitely shire your big shooter though.
Yeah. I will move these 5 inches over here.
Mm-hmm. Now, don't forget, you probably want to keep something on the objective.
Oh yeah.
They're doing their job. Those four survivors. Like, no, we're good.
I'll make my knobs disembark. I
Mhm.
think would be a good idea.
Okay. So when you disembark, it just has to be with. This is actually a wholly within, so they need to make sure they're wholly within 3 inches of the truck when they disembark.
From the hull, right?
Mm-hmm. Which that gets a little bit awkward with the measuring tool doesn't quite work with that because it goes from the center, which is not the hull. So you go.
Does it also mean like if I go? No, well, mine go from the hall.
Oh yeah, that works. Yeah, so that would be perfect.
Yeah, but can I move from them? Can I disembark them inside of the woods?
You could.
Good.
And don't forget, you also have your movement too, and so you could do both realistically.
And now I can make even my truck move again.
Mhm.
11 inches with the turn.
Mhm.
Right here.
Charge and truck.
Basically, yes, that's my that's my idea.
I mean, it could work.
Here's my hope that I charge in, he explodes.
That's a good hope.
That is what I want to happen.
It could work. It could happen.
My Burger King will jump up this
Sure.
thing over here,
Why not?
and then I go to my shooting phase.
Yeah. Alrighty. So now that you're in the dense cover, you don't suffer the penalty for it. So you don't have to worry about the minus 10 anymore.
So I'm gonna use both of the weapons in each of the ones. So I'm still gonna get that -1.
Okay.
But it's more shots and more stronger shots. I'm first gonna shoot us from the knobs. That's gonna be.
So my general advice is don't fire both. The rockets are more important to get through because the rockets getting through is a dead marine every time, whereas the actual
Wait,
shooting,
don't the Plague Marines have the Infernable save as well?
they don't have the involved, so they only have a.
Oh, that's a
three.
good one.
And then because they're reducing damage by 1, your rocket launchers are still 3 damage, so it would still kill a marine every time you get one of those launchers through.
Yeah,
So the more launchers you can try to get through, the better.
I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot the launchers.
Yep.
That's
Way better. And then 2 Daka Daka.
2 Daka.
Okay, well, well, you still got 3 hits. And then 3's a wound again.
Let's go. Oh,
Pretty
baby.
good. 3 wounds. So, Inferno, you make 3 saves at AP2.
Yes.
You're no longer in cover, though, so you are saving on 5s, not 4s.
Cool. Can I use your dice?
Oh, he's using the cursed orc dice. Okay, so you would lose 2 Plague Marines. This is like his heaviest shooting.
They do 3 damage each, but
Mhm.
your Marines only have 2 wounds, and it goes from model to model.
Yeah.
Cool.
So something to think about though, because you reduce it down to 2 damage. Because disgusting and resilient, you might want this. Is most likely the biggest thing that's probably going to kill your Plague Marines. So this is probably where you would use your reroll for a save. Because you're like, okay, I could probably save one of my Marines here. It might be worth it.
Okay, fine. I'll do that then. So I minus a point from this 4 counter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then grab this 1.
Mm-hmm. And then you need a 5. It's a risk, but
It's
since
a
you
6.
save a Marine, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah,
So
I rolled a 6.
You still need to remove a model, so probably just want to get rid of a normal dude with a bolter.
Chuck it over.
Okay. Then my truck will shoot his big shooter. So assault 3 on your Plague Marines. So it's 3 shots.
Not motivated, that truck is.
On a... Oh my lord.
Yeah, you have a lot of 5s on your shooting with orcs. That's that's kind of the orky thing. It's just terrible accuracy with a lot of shots. You still got your cousin Mega Blaster? Yeah.
Yeah, my Wendy.
He's hitting on 6s.
5 Megas and Mega Blaster, 1 shot. Let's go. Oh my lord. What's wrong with my rolls? My big shooter with the...
It's just orc shooting, unfortunately.
Orc boy with heavy weapon over here. He's gonna shoot 3 shots.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Nope. Apparently not him either.
I don't even need cover.
No, apparently not. They just can't hit you, apparently.
I am not going to use those dice anymore.
Alright, well, you still have...
That's the my charge, or
yeah, you still have the charge phase. Yeah, so this is where you declare your charges. You can, you have to declare something that you would end in ancient. So you could risk only charging the Plague Marines, but you would need a farther charge to only charge the Plague Marines and not end in the Demon Prince. Or you just declare both and say, I'm going to risk it anyway. And just get stuck in combat with both.
I'm going to make my truck going into the Demon Prince.
Okay, just the Demon Prince? Okay.
I will roll in that in fans. Let's see, 2d6.
Oh yeah, 9 would
Yeah.
definitely do it. And you just need to now make sure you don't end an inch of the Plague Marines because you didn't declare them. So you want to end like right over here, or right there works too.
That's fine. My knobs will charge as well, but then they will go to your Plague Marines.
Okay. They're probably a little bit better than you in combat because your knobs don't have any combat weapons.
Wait, they don't?
No, they're the shooting knobs, not the smacking knobs.
Ooh, hold on. Yeah, that makes it kind of not worth it.
Yeah. So what you could do...
I will not do that. No.
Since you didn't know that, did you want to end your truck with the Plague Marines, or do you still want to keep it that way? You can go into fight phase and then consolidate into the Plague Marines. That's something you could do too.
Yeah. Fight phase.
He'll still get to smack you back, but it's pretty unlikely the Plague Knights will kill you.
Charges go first. I
Charges go
remember
first,
the initiative, the initiative stat.
So yeah, initiative's gone. It's just charges go first, and then you start alternating, starting with the opponent.
3 attacks.
Yep. Yeah, the most likely thing to kill you is that Demon Prince. So you got 3 attacks. What are you hitting on with a truck? A 5. You got 2 hits with your truck. You are strength. Your strength changes, which is really weird. What's your strength? Your strength is 6.
Toughness?
Is
6. Force.
7. Oh no, 6. You're right. Sorry, I was looking at strength. The force. Plus motivated on the wounding.
Oh my lord.
Now, this is where you can do consolidate to pile-in. So do you want to consolidate into the Plague Marines?
Yes.
I would say that's probably the better plan.
Oh wait, they're not gonna shoot them anymore with the knobs.
He's gonna get a turn anyway, which means he's gonna get to shoot. So it's probably still worth it in case, because you can't fall back and shoot. He doesn't have a way to fall back and shoot. So getting them stuck in is...
What I mean is my knob's gonna shoot that if I consolidate them into the Plague Marines.
Right. But in his turn, he can't fall back and shoot. So that gives you a turn, and he can't fall back and charge. So that gives you a turn of maybe protecting your knobs. Whereas next turn he can charge them if you don't tag them. The big problem is you basically have to hope that truck lives, or you're screwed.
3 inches, right? Consolidation.
Yeah, although you would suffer the minus for the force, but you only need to end in an inch anyway. So as long as your wheel's like right there, you're fine.
That's fine.
So now he gets to attack you. This is the scary part. So you probably want to do all your attacks with the Hellforged sword. You can choose what profile you want to use, but the sword is probably your better bet.
Yep. Cool.
Please don't.
You hit on 2s, and you've got 6 attacks.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, and then...
Alright, so 1 failed hit. You don't reroll for yourself, because you don't have the core keyboard.
Yep.
Now it is 3's wound because he is strength. You are strength 7 plus 1, so strength 8.
Oh, strength 8. Strength 8.
Yeah, so it'd be 3's wound. He did wound every single time, which is not what you wanted to see. What is the save on the truck?
4 plus, it said.
Yeah, 4 plus. I think that means you get no save.
Wait, what?
Would be really bad because it's AP3 his sword. Yeah, so you unfortunately would not get a save. And that would be 15 damage. You do, however, have Ramshackled, which you desperately need to work. So, what Ramshackle does on the 6-up, it reduces the damage of an attack by 1. So instead of taking, oh no, I think you're dead either way. Because even if you reduce all of them, you would still take 10 damage. So yes.
Isn't it 2-1? Hold
Uh,
on. Ramshackle.
is it 2-1? Oh, it might be 2-1. You might be right.
Oh
Oh yeah, it's 2-1. It reduces to 2-1. So
Yep.
yes, you need a few 6s. You need a few. At least 3 6s would be nice. You did not get a single one.
I will now roll the.
Does he blow up?
Does he blow up? I hope so.
He does not.
Oh,
That is not good. That is the worst possible situation for you, unfortunately.
Fuck! Now he can consolidate.
Yes, he can. He could only consolidate with Demon Prince though, because the Plague Marines they get to attack. So what that basically means is you move your Demon Prince 3 inches. It has to be towards the nearest models. So you could like walk around your boys. Just remember, you can't fly over your models. So you would have to like walk a little bit around. So you might end like at the edge of the forest or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, that's not what we wanted to see.
Thanks for me.
Yeah, that went really well for the Deathguard. Not for you at all. That's unfortunate. All right. So no morale to do. So it's because Deathguard have a higher leadership. So yeah, it's just now Deathguard's turn. So we lost our own truck and our own shooting phase and killed one player. Oh no. I didn't realize the truck only had a 4-up save. I thought the truck would have a 3-up save.
Let's hope it is being increased in the next codex.
So yeah, so Inferno, it's your turn now. What's up?
Cool. I was say, when do I score attrition points? Because it's one of my second.
Attritions, it's through the turn, so you're already going to score it, basically, unless somehow, through some miracle, your play company dies to his knobs.
So I shouldn't have any points for it so far, though. It's still at
Not
0.
yet. You have to wait till the end of the turn, the end of the whole battle round.
Okay, cool. Okay, and then do I need to like add any command points or anything in this phase that we're in now?
You do add 1 command point, and then you scored another 10 points because you're still on that objective, and you're holding 2 objectives still, basically.
Cool. Okay. Okay, so moving stuff.
Yep. So I believe the Demon Prince should also have the advanced thingy, so he shouldn't suffer the penalty for walking through that forest.
Cool.
Yeah, he does. I don't like this game anymore.
That was unfortunate, to say the least.
Right. So, what's his movement? 8. So let's go 8. And then these guys were 5.
You know, weirdly enough, I don't think he does have. So yeah, he would actually be -2 to move the
Okay. Dropping back 2 inches.
Yeah.
A sec. So what were these guys?
Because he's not a vehicle, and he's not infantry. You think the giant demon monster would just be like, oh, whatever, but you know, apparently not. Apparently he still cares. You're also within an inch anyway. You can't make a movement that ends within an inch of your enemy models anyway, so he'd have to move back too, regardless.
Fine. So I can be here?
Yeah. You still would need like an abhorrently bad roll to fail charge. We need a double 1, basically.
No, he will make a double 1. He's 2 inches away.
He's still technically the difficult ground does count in charge phase, so technically he could fail that.
Am I able
Let's
to
hope so.
charge the warlord, or do I have to charge the nearest unit?
You could charge the warlord as well.
Oh, that's what I'm gonna do.
Uh-oh.
Oh, slap fights are coming.
Yeah.
Alright, so any other movements?
I'm just thinking.
My
with
faith is my
virulence, I
shield.
can't advance and charge, right? I have to just move and advance.
That's right. You cannot advance a
Uh,
charge.
And my weapon is a heavy, so I can't fire it if I advance, right?
Correct with it. And
Uh,
if you left it, you would have nothing on that objective too. So something to think about.
yeah, I was thinking of just leaving that objective to go and kill stuff, but
Oh, maybe.
I think
I have a quick question. If you shoot a flamer through your own unit, don't your own unit get wounded as well?
No, unfortunately not anymore
That's
but,
bullshit.
now.
a question about range here. He can't hit at 12 inches, can he? Because this guy's 12.5.
He's slightly over, so but because
I-
you only need to be within 3 inches of an objective, you could technically just move him slightly further.
Yeah, so if I just move
Yeah.
him like that,
Then he would be in range, yeah.
fine.
Oh.
That's cool. And these guys can stay there. Okay. Then I'm good on moving now. So psychic.
Yeah, so you can continue trying to get command points, or you can do some damage.
I have to use the damage one on the nearest unit, right? Or can I?
It is
elect or-
nearest for smite and your power, so we'd still have to go to the knobs. You are, however, they're at the time where your contagion matters, so now they are only toughness 3.
Okay. Yeah, let's try and kill some of them with the psychic power
Okay.
then.
So do you want to do a smite, or do you want to do the special?
Let's do
thing?
the other one. Yeah, the special one sounds
Curse
cool.
of the Leper. Okay. So I had it earlier. Okay, Curse of the Leper. You need a 6 for it to go off.
Okay. How do I clear all these dice away again? Is it a map?
There is a black button at the very top that says Clear Map. If you just right click that, it'll get rid of
Yeah.
everything.
Oh, left click. There we go. So is that with 2 dice? to roll it?
2d6, and you need a 6.
Okay. So we
6
got
or more.
Let me double.
That's an 11. All right. All right. So you get 7 dice.
Okay.
Shucks.
And they're now toughness 3 because of your contagion range. So you need to roll over 3s.
Cool.
Oh my god! Jesus. Alright, well that's 6 mortal wounds. So that is 2, 4, that is 3 dead knobs. Oh, that was horrible. What a ridiculous dice roll. God.
Hell is this game?
Oh no, that was yeah, that makes more sense. Trying to make the charge worse. Oh my god, that's awful. Yeah, there you go.
This is exactly what happened in the last game I played against Deathguard.
Deathguard are terrifying. Oh,
Fuck!
that is a horrifying roll, though. I've never seen so many 4, 5s, and 6s on 7 dice. Well then.
Steam player to player. Oh, he left. Infernal left.
Oh, I think he had an internet issue. Oh, his power cut.
Ooh.
He's rejoining.
Dear God.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what you could do at this point.
I don't think I could do much at this point. I think I just need to bend over and let it happen.
So if you can actually get those boys over there to that Deathguard unit.
Yeah, to this one, you mean?
Yeah, and take that objective off him. You might be at least in a position where you can hold more, because he's not going to be able to get anything over there to actually take that objective.
Yeah, but the problem is he has objective secured, so he only needs one model in the range, and he keeps it.
Well, don't forget your boys do too. So
Wait, no, they don't.
yeah, boys have offset. They're your basic troop. Or they should have it. Hold on, let me look.
They don't have objective secured, I think.
absolutely should. What?
That's a detachment rule, I think.
I don't know. Usually base troops just have OPSEC. Almost anything does. Mob
It
rules.
is Battleforge armies that include in orc detachments. That is in any detachment that includes.
Yeah, distant
Oh,
tower
yeah,
is Zog off.
yeah, Zog-off, yeah.
Yeah. You're definitely all troop units. So any of your troop units have it. So your boys definitely have OPSEC. So as long as you can get boys over there, and the way OPSEC works is as soon as there's one OPSEC and another OPSEC unit on an objective, they cancel each other out, and then it just becomes number of models. So as long as you can get there, and or combat is kind of your tastier bit, so you should kill enough that it becomes like you should kill enough that he can't hit enough back that it becomes a problem.
So this is a hill, which is an exposed position.
Yeah, I can't remember what exposed position is. Hold on. There's like a bonus to hitting or something when someone's on top of it. The big problem is that you would have to go over it or around it. So you could potentially,
and if over it,
if you got 5 inches here, you'd still need like I don't think it'd be possible because you need like +2 to get over there. So the other thing you could do is actually go this way.
fine, yeah.
And then, because you only have, what, a 5-inch move? Could go that way and then charge his Plague Lord. You wouldn't kill him. But he can't fire.
But I would at least keep it busy.
You keep him busy, and then you would have his objective in combat. I'm sorry, you would have his objective. He can't fire his flamer in combat. So you would you're less
Welcome back,
guys.
There he is. You're less likely to die against him. So you have some like potentials to try to play the objective game, but it's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
It's gonna be very hard. Hello, Roboseki. That was the most disgusting curse of the leper. That was so gross. That was so gross.
I did not like that.
I definitely thought you'd have more knobs left.
Well done.
Oh,
Medic!
Can you hear me okay?
man.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
You can hear me. Great. I'm back in the game, I think.
All right, excellent. So it's you did your psychic phase. It was horrifying. Now it's time for your shooting phase.
Okay. Next phase.
I'm gonna make a vote to skip all psychic phases from here on out.
You need to get you a weird boy, man. You get a weird boy in your list. All right. Actually, though, if you haven't been using a weird boy, definitely use one because the jump is amazing.
I should just get a Grout Mega Tank in here. 21 shots.
All right, so you've got those guys, and you got your Plex Spitter.
Yeah. Should we do the blight launcher first into the knobs?
And now you can shoot the character because there's not enough models blocking them if you would like to shoot the character as well.
No, I'll just clear these guys out.
Okay.
Cool. So that's the 2 shots first, right?
Yep, you could decide. It's up to you what you want to do first. The result's going to be, you would generally want to shoot the blight launcher first because it does 2 damage and they're 2 wounds each. So,
okay,
that's just so you don't waste any damage, basically.
Okay.
You're not at a minus anymore because you're in the dense cover with him. So you need 3s.
3s. Okay.
Okay, so 1 fail, 1 hit. That's a wound. The AP is 2. And knobs. What does it save of a knob? 6. So you need 6 up, basically. Corn.
Yeah, sorry.
You need a 6 to save, or you lose another knob. Nope, that's a dead knob.
Of course it is. It's a trend.
And then we've got what?
Does your boss
Is
have
it
anything special?
three bolt guns that can fire twice, right? So 6 shots.
Yeah.
That last guy. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So let's take that. Ugh.
Alright, you do reroll the ones for the Demon Prince.
Better. Was it on 3s?
Hit on 3, so you failed once.
Cool.
And because of your very silly Contagion aura, he is only T3, so now you need 3s to wound.
Nice.
Of course he does.
So you have 4 saves, but there's no AP on these, so you just need your 4-ups.
Wait, hold on. He needs 3, so this one's gone.
Mm-hmm. And you just need your 4-ups. Oh, just barely. I mean, you could try to keep him alive, but probably not worth it. probably not worth the effort there.
Okay.
This is not going well.
No, there's hope, but it's a dim hope. Alright, so your Demon Prince charge phase, right?
Yep. He's gonna charge.
Alright, so your Demon Prince can charge him. The way it works is that to be in combat, it's either 5 inches vertically or 1 inch, so you can definitely be in combat. It's a way to avoid being like, oh, I'm on top of this, so you can't charge me type of silliness. So you just need to end in front of him, which is like a 5. Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Technically, you're moving out of the dens, so actually it'd be a 7.
Can I have plot armor?
We'll see. Okay, maybe not. So you just need to park up in front of that wall. You do have your invuln, and you're a Mega Knob, so you know it could go okay.
I do have to kill a claw.
You do have a Killer Claw. There's hope.
He has a 2. He has a 2 2+ save.
Yeah. So, any other charges, or is that all your charges?
But I can. Yeah. That's all. Yeah, that's all.
All right. So then it comes down to combat. So here we go.
Can I use intercept?
Intercept. Oh, the interrupt thing. They only
Yeah.
can interrupt after your opponent's fighting once, so he would still get to declare first.
Shit.
So you have 6 attacks with that Hellforged sword, and you're hitting on 2s. And unfortunately, because of your aura, you are wounding on 2s. All right. Well, you failed once.
Hang on.
Hold on.
All right. You failed one more time. All right. You just need to make. Or you just need to make 3 of these on a 4-up invuln.
Oh.
That is the opposite of what you wanted. Oh, no! You can't even re-roll it to save him because it's 3 damage each. I don't think he has a way to reduce damage.
He dead?
He is, I think, dead. I'm going to double check. There's no way that you reduce damage. Oh, no. You needed him to live really bad. No, I don't see a way, unfortunately. No, he is unfortunately very much dead. Oh, no.
Well done.
Yeah, even if we made him a clever response, he would have died, unfortunately.
Bling.
Can you not use your rerolls like command point?
It's
Bling.
because he only has 5 health. Even if you rerolled one of those, he would still be
Fine.
dead.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
Can I concede?
yeah. Well, There's one.
Look what I lost and look what he has lost. This is
This is
not
not
even
total.
match anymore. This is lost.
Yeah, there's one possible thing that could go well for you that might keep you in the game, but that would be about it, I think. If you manage to remove this guy with your boys, then you'd still be in it. But it's a hell of a Hail Mary.
It is too much of a Hail Mary. I concede.
You're gonna concede? Okay.
I concede. This is a lost cause. The Deathguard is just too strong in that regard.
Yeah, it is unfortunate to say that was the dice rolls were not in your favor because your knob should have been alive a little bit longer.
The WOG did not happen.
And yeah, that Demon Prince just ate through way more than I thought he was going to eat through.
And that psychic face. What the
Yeah.
hell?
I can't believe you lost 3 knobs in the psychic face. That was so good, but so horrifying. Oh man.
The WOG did not succeed.
The WOG did not succeed.
No.
I think, yeah, and it is apparent. Apparently, we need to be way more combat-oriented orc lists. I think the next time we build your list.
Well, if you want to check my list that I currently have, it is actually really simple. If I here.
Yeah, put it down. Inferno. That's pretty much 40k. You pretty much know how the game works.
Run with a demon prince.
Yeah, we have a demon prince. But honestly, there's not much more in the base rules. It's really just your codex at that point, knowing all your stratagems and stuff.
Like
So-
this is my 500-point army.
Yeah, that probably would work too.
I mean, the Grot Mega Tank has 21 shots coming from big shooters alone.
Yeah, that could work. The AP
Those
zeros
commandos can deep strike. The big guns are mostly for the big boys that are gonna come in.
Yeah, the big problem is it's just the AP zero. The AP zero hurts really hard.
Yeah, but still 21 shots. Like imagine if
You tried to drown them away to dice, which is not a bad plan, but the AP zero against Deathguard is really hard to get around. We need to make a more, I think, choppier orc list. Because the shooting is just not quite where orcs are right now. However, that might totally change tomorrow. We'll see.
Hope so.
Yeah,
Let's
we'll
hope
see.
so.
I don't think anyone's playing orcs tomorrow, unfortunately. Otherwise, we could potentially try to scrounge up a list. With the new rules. We gotta have to see what's playing. But thanks for coming. I am sorry for the orc list not being as effective as we thought we were gonna be. A few things that I would just recommend, Corn, next, like for your deployment. It's probably worth it just to keep everything together. And because this list is so shooty, you probably didn't need to get the knobs out. They probably could have just stayed in the truck. You just kept the truck back. Truck would have died, but you probably would have had the knob still next turn, which would have saved you a bit. Just thinking through like what your opponent's damage output is and how to keep your guys safe is what I would say going forward. You know your army well, and you know the core rules well. You don't need help with that. Just thinking about like, because if you had all your orcs, like all your boys with your guys, that would have been a different game.
Well, good game, Inferno. Good game.
Yeah, good game.
Yeah, good game, guys. Inferno, you both guys are totally ready to go pick up some games and start
I
playing
am
some more.
gonna throw away these dice.
Yeah, that's also probably a good idea. The good news
I'm
is,
just gonna throw them into a fire pit. There we go.
what should make you really happy, is that tomorrow you don't need to roll 6s to play orcs. So that's good. You get to play orcs without having to roll 6s, which should help a
But
lot.
I want to roll 6s. That is the fun of the orcs. The randomness.
Well, you still have some of that, like your big old shock attack gun, which is like one of my favorite orc weapons ever. With the big old dude with the like plasma gun on his shoulder. And
Yeah.
all that randomness is amazing. I hope they bring the relic back that just made him like the worst, ridiculous, or the worst model of the game.
Like the reason why I just love the orcs is just the lore. The lore is so simple about them that it's just good.
Mm-hmm.
They're silly, they're random, and they're just you just give yourself to the dice.
That's true. Sometimes the dice are not kind, however. Sometimes they are not kind at
Shown
all.
today, as shown today.
A good game, guys. If you ever need help with the list building part, let me know. Inferno, if you need help with Battle Scribe, let me know. Just hit me up. It's a little finicky at first, but once you get used to it, I would say the mobile app is a lot easier to use than the PC app.
Okay.
So just trying to get used to it on the mobile app first might be worth it, and then switching over to the PC.
Oh, I
Great.
only use the PC.
And then Battlecard to TTS is super easy to use. Just you need the model directory. So, quick plugs. Everyone who watched today, thank you for coming by. Don't forget to go onto the 40k TTS Reddit, the 40k TTS Discord. For you guys who, if you need the models and stuff that you see here today, there is a big old Battleforge directory with all the models, everything you'll need to get started. Battlescribe to TTS is actually on the workshop, as well as this base map. If you are wanting to host the games, you don't have to host games. People will host them for you and probably have everything set up too. Also, if you like what you see, if you like 40k TTS community, please make sure to support them on Patreon. And if you ever want to catch me, I am at twitch.tv/Grandalf_TS. I'm pretty irregular on my schedule so far. Hopefully I'll become more consistent going forward. Alright guys, well thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for the game.
Hi, Mom!